Hey guys, can you believe this? Christmas is literally right around the corner. I can't believe that. And the end of 2018, I mean, where did it go? Before I start on what we're going to talk about, because it's kind of a downer, I want to say thank you to all of you because you send me messages and you make comments. You send me text messages if you know me that well. And you're always saying something really nice about my hair. I mean, I'm pouring out my heart and soul and talking about stress and relationships and parenting, and the comments are, your hair is on point. So thank you for all the nice things that you say. And if you are in my Woodstock, Georgia area and you need somebody to, put your hair and make it on point, in quotations, I have the girl for you. Her name is Lindsay Edwards at Sky Salon in Woodstock. So I have to thank her for that because I can't do this by myself. So thank you, Lindsay, with you. So I want to speak to you if you are that person who is walking through grief. And by that I mean that you are somebody who has lost a significant person, a spouse, a parent, a sibling, a best friend, a child. If that is you, I just want you to know first that you aren't alone. You are not alone. And I know that grief sometimes sends a lie that you're all alone and no one cares about how much your heart is hurting. So I just want you to hear here that you aren't alone. Second, I want you to be brave enough, if you're feeling that alone in your grief, I want you to be brave enough to reach out to somebody safe with your emotions and your heart and your feelings and emotions and all of the things that come along with your grief. So I want you to reach out, and that takes some bravery to do that. No matter how long it's been since you've lost your person or your persons. When we hit the holidays, we're flooded with the memories of the people that we've lost, that we spent time with during this really, it's supposed to be a wonderful time of year. But when we're carrying that backpack of grief, it can sometimes feel like we just want the season to be over so we can feel like we can breathe again. And I want to encourage you that if that's you, I want you to deal with your grief any way that is going to bring comfort to you. But if you wouldn't mind me suggesting maybe some ways that maybe you haven't thought about that could bring comfort to you so that you can grieve well. If you've never walked through grief, something you may not understand is that it's a wound that never quite heals. It's a lifetime wound. And people don't just get over it. I hear and I cringe when people are grieving and someone says to them, I thought you'd be over that by now, or you're still dealing with that. Things like that. Like there's no expiration date on grief. And we all need to understand that, whether we are in grief or we know somebody who is grieving. But during this season, I think something that would help you is ask people to share their memories. Send out an email or a text and say, hey, share memories with me. Maybe I know the memory, but I'd love to hear it again. Or maybe you think of a memory that I've never heard before. Share it with me, please, of this person that I loved and have lost. Ask for people to share with you memories. When you are with people, ask them, is it okay if I talk about them? Because talking about them brings them closer. Maybe looking at pictures. That one's a little tricky because sometimes pictures can create a different emotion and doesn't make us feel better. But usually talking about memories and hearing about people brings them close to us and actually can help subside some of the heavy parts of grief. I remember when we lost my mother-in-law that I had a picture of her and I in my kitchen, And for a while, when I'd walk by it, there was a pain that would come over me. So eventually I had to take it down, and I never realized that I would be that's how I would respond. I was able to put it back up about 1.5 years after she passed, but early on it was a little raw. So that's why I say that about pictures, but it was never hard for me to hear memories. In fact, that was my favorite way of dealing with her not being with us, is hearing the memories that people would share, or my husband would talk about her. So talking about the person that you've lost can be very helpful and very soothing. So don't be afraid to ask people to share those memories with you. And don't be afraid to ask people if you can, hey, can I talk about them? Can I share a memory with you? And be brave enough to let people know that that wound is a little raw right now, so that people can care for you and be gentle. And it's okay. It's okay to need that. That's my encouragement for you for grief. And again, it's way bigger than I could even think about covering in a short video. But if you know someone who is grieving, or has lost someone this year, or has lost somebody significant at any point in their life, be gentle and remember that this time of year could be kind of a little tender for them. So be an umbrella and offer love and support, and be a safe space for their feelings and emotions and their grief. Until next time, I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for watching my videos.